Hi guys, Ycoms here and welcome back to the AOR PC GT3 Elite League here. Well, after summer break, we're here for round 7 at the Nordschleife, which is probably one of the most difficult tracks you've ever seen, and definitely also in this season. Luckily I was a little bit better, well, I wasn't too bad prepared as I did the special 2.4 hours around this track the week before, so I was familiar with the track, although I didn't really practice too much for that as I was pretty busy with F1 2016, to be honest. So we will see how that goes. We're actually already on my flying qualifying lap and I will leave you alone with this lap. It was a okay-ish lap, I guess, pretty solid without any major mistakes, a little bit cautious as well. Yeah, and I will see you at the end of that lap with the quali results. Alright, we are here now on the very towards the end of the very long straight. As before, it was a quite decent lap as we're now coming into the braking zone here into the last 3 corners. Here we go. Try to nail this final corner as good as possible. A little bit of wheel spin there, but nothing too major. And it's going to be a 6 minute 38 seconds point 5, which is, I think, not too bad, considering I haven't done any practice before this actual qualifying session. And we can see Perry Gronstar on pole position, 4 tenths only in front of Dinda, so that's very close between these two. Kanuma in front of Kaki even, so Kaki only in P4. Don't know if he had an ESL race or something in front of this one. I'm not too sure. Freddy in 5th, good result for him as well. Tony in 6th, Jellyfish, Claessens, and then me in 9th position, 3 tenths off Claessens. So very reasonable qualifying position for me, I have to say. Coming back from the summer break, of course. Well, a little bit less focus on this league's in the second half, I have to say, but still want to perform good, I guess. Papand is in 10th, who's actually returning from his break, so it's good to see him back. Andrex in 11th, Rami Boo, Hideaki, Tipple, Martin van der Bent, Dangerous Janetta, Blue Red, Klawitsky only in 19th to finish this race, although Maisie didn't set a time, I think, because he got some wheel issues. I'm not too sure, because Yogi still is listed in P19 for some reason. And we've got some other cars here, yeah. We've got Mini Black, Rhaegar, Silver Arrow and AJ, all not being able to set a time, which of course pretty difficult around this track. I only had one stint as well. So we're here on the grid for this Nordschleife race, and I have to admit something. I had a pretty severe bug going on in this race. I had to steer on my wheel. I had to steer in a 45-degree angle to the right in order to keep the car, in order to keep the wheel in game straight. So I was driving like a little bit, always like a little bit in the straight, like a little bit to the right all the time, in a 45-degree, always to the right, which was very annoying. And we are already here on the flying start here, which is not familiar with the corners, to be honest. And I think there was an issue with Kanuma, who had a Freddy goes very slow there. Don't know why that was. But anyway, we are now up into P8 after Kanuma had some issues on the start, couldn't go off the line. Now he started from the back as we're very close to Papand here. And we're going on the grass, and Ramibu as well on the grass here, so that's working in our favor as we've got a cut track penalty. And luckily there's a corner, so we didn't lose too much time there. And Andrex now, I think, overtaking Ramibu for P9, but that was a little hectic start. Very lucky that we didn't spin there on the grass or lose any positions because of the cut track penalty. And now really try to settle into the race, not risking everything, of course. On this track, it's really, if you don't make any mistakes, you will be rewarded with a good position, definitely. As people will definitely make mistakes. And that was my aim for today, but it will be very difficult with this steering bug going on my wheel, I have to say. It was really annoying. Because it will make things a little bit more difficult in terms of just you can't really, the feeling is not really there when you steer, and it doesn't really do that what you're actually steering. So it is very weird at the moment. So far it's not looking too bad. It's in P8, but skipping now a bit further into the lap to the last third actually of the lap, as we're now coming to the 2 jumps, which are very tricky. And I had a slight feeling that my setup didn't quite work that well over these bumps like it did last week, as we're losing the car here on this left-hander on the scheme before the second jump, and we're doing that major mistake, and we will slam the wall, and we're getting some serious damage here. I can't really remember actually how much damage it was, as Freddy now going maybe on the inside into this corner. He does. We will just maintain this the position. No, not quite as Freddy. Very brave on the brakes there, my god. It's very aggressive from him, but he fails to do so, to do the position, and now Hideaki, the other pet driver of the three, are now behind us. We're still in the top 10, but you will be able to see now on the straight, we've got no flipping chance with our Bentley, with that damage, I have to say. Look at this. Normally we should strive away from this, but like it would be nothing, and now Hideaki is getting in the slipstream. We should be about 10 to 15 kilometers per hour faster, and look at this. Freddy also getting in the slipstream here of Hideaki. He's overtaking that. No, he's not. He's hanging back behind the other Z4, but we're going into the pits for the pit stop. Yeah, of course not mandatory pit stop. We will definitely were aiming for a no stop, as we also switched to times one to real tire wear again after a vote, and the majority of the drivers voted to not to race on ×2 anymore for the second half of the season, and the coordinators said okay, drivers voted, so we will do that. And we're coming out in P21, of course, very low down, very far behind everyone. And I think this is, yeah, towards the end of that lap, we catch up to Klawutsky, who's currently in P20. Not a good race for him as well at the moment. I think he also crashed on the first lap, somewhere along the line. He didn't pit. Yeah, he didn't pit. That's why he wasn't still in front of me. Here we go, then down the straight, and now you can see what actually the Bentley Power does to the Z4 on the straight. Boom. You're flying past Klawutsky. No, he's flashing his lights at us. Also flashing back, I guess. Well, 283 kilometers per hour on this straight for us, and now a little bit earlier, later into the lap, we're making a mistake, as Kanuma also went into the pits and came out in front of us, and now we're getting another cut track penalty, and Klawutsky taking the position again, which is not really that what I want. I wanted to set a little bit of a rhythm with this broken wheel I'm currently driving, but well, definitely have to do our best, and so far it is not really working whatsoever. The feel for the cars not really there, and here we go then down the hill. Can we maybe make a move on Klawutsky straight away again? This pretty tight here, but I think he's backing out of it, as he knows we have a healthier car and a better car at the moment, a little bit faster than him at the moment. So here we go. And this braking zone is very tricky. You can misjudge. If you misjudge that down the hill, you're, well, screwed, I guess. And now again coming to the bumps on lap 3, which are so dangerous. I hate them, to be honest. And this is the corner actually where we span on the first lap, and we get sliding everywhere. We're saving that this time. Oh my god, that was so close to spinning out again. Fortunately saved that. That was pretty insane, I have to say, watching that back. These wheel corrections going on. It was very close to spinning out, losing the car entirely there. But we managed to keep it on there, and I think we're now on lap 4, and we're now behind Martin van der Bent and AJ. We're battling, and we catch up to them actually. And here we go. Then we're having the better, slightly the better circumstances than it seems at the Aston Martin. Pretty similar, at least. And AJ can't really do much in the roof here. He's getting mugged by Martin and me. And look at this, we're now side by side still, Martin not overtaking him. Seems like he has similar straight line speed to us at the moment. Here we go, then down the straight. Down the hill. He has the inside line, and we will drop a little bit back to let him through. We can definitely overtake him in another position, as he was also faster than AJ. So maybe he will even pull away now from us. But at the moment, we are still having a reasonably healthy car in that second stint, which is crucial. I mean, we had 2 moments again here on this 2 laps so far, but hopefully that is now the end, and we can drive 4 laps on the Nordschleife without too many issues. And now still behind Martin, as we're now coming towards the end of the first sector. And here we go, then this corner is actually not too... Oh, Martin has a spin here, and we're avoiding him just about. and we are now gaining position of him. I think AJ also very, very close now to Martin again, and we're now up into a point-paying position into P16 again. We wouldn't, I mean, after making a pit stop, it wouldn't be too bad, I guess, and also with this wheel issue, having points this afternoon wouldn't be, this afternoon, why am I telling this afternoon? We raced in the evening, so, well, but now we are on lap 5, on the end of lap 5, and Kanuma and Blue Rat were battling very, very hard, very nice side-by-side battling, but now Kanuma is here on the outside and can't really, the mini carousel is really only not there for going side-by-side, and now we overtook the, was actually second in the championship at the moment, this Kanuma, and we're trying to take this corner full throttle, which didn't work. Well, it should work, it always worked, it pretty much really always, there. As well with worn tires, but for some reason this time out it didn't work, and we catch the grass, we slammed the barrier, and we will lose huge amount of time on this straight once again. And we are now in P14 actually, because a couple of guys pitted as well, made some mistakes. So we're now on lap 6, and we are now having the same again at the end of lap 6 here, as we now come onto the very long straight again, and we are again on the steering on the grass, and we well, still not spinning, but just again slamming the wall, and Freddy now taking the position of us. This is typically Nordschleife. I mean, there's so less margin to make errors. It's so tight, and the grass is right there, and if you just a tiny bit unconcentrated, you'll just forget one corner, and then you're landing also in the wall. So it is very annoying sometimes to drive, but also a thrill. I mean, the time flies by like on no other track, because you're still in a focus, and if you're nailing one lap, then you're just, it's the best feeling ever. Really, if you nail a lap around the Nordschleife, it is really the best feeling you can ever get. Really had that feeling after my qualifying lap, as I finished that without any major issues. And well, we're now on the final lap actually. Rhaegar is now behind us. He's definitely got a healthier car, it seems like, and also faster overall. He's very close here. He's definitely trying to make a move as soon as possible. Here we go on the exit. He's better on the exit. He's braking later than us. He's on the inside for this corner. We're on the steering pretty wide there, I think, also with some banner damage, and we will let him go for well, be in P15, I guess. And we will most likely stay ahead of Martin van der Bent, and will maintain P16, at least get a point in this very messy race for me, where everything went pretty much wrong, what could have been wrong. But to never say, I mean, it always could have been worse. I could have crashed entirely and lost my wheel and stuff like that. So I think I was, in terms of that, I was pretty lucky. Now around the final corner, we'll come home in P16 as well. Although Rhaegar is standing there, and well, he's disconnected from the session. Rhaegar disconnects from the session with 3 meters to go, and of course he will get that position back. I mean, that is so unfair. Disconnecting 3 or 5 meters in front of the line. So these are the results here. Grunster actually taking the victory. Oh, sorry. In front of Dinda S, and Kaki only 5 tenths behind. I think Kaki spun in front of Dinda on the last corner. So that was very interesting. Tony in 4th, Papan in 5th. Andrek's very good positioning for him in 6th. Jellyfish, Hideaki, Klaasens, and Kanuma making his way up after a very bad start, and a pit stop as well in P10, so still some points at least. But it seems like Kaki is now running away with this, finishing P3, but it's the 2nd win in a row for Grunster now, so it's very interesting, I have to say. Freddy is in P11, Blue Rat in P12, I'm in, well, listed in 13th, but I'm actually in 16th. A couple of guys already just, well, left the session, because, I mean, we had to wait like 10 minutes before the results screen came up. I think Mini Black also was very close with some car in front, not too sure anymore. Yeah, we are the last car who actually gets points. Rambo in 17th, and Martin 18th, sorry. So yeah, I guess that was it. What has been, I mean, in terms of just because, yeah, I can't English today. It's annoying. I think it was good for the AOR leagues to go on this track. I really enjoyed it, I think, and I hope that we are coming back on this track again in the future. And well, other than that, hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe not the race, because it was pretty crap for me, I have to say. And I will see you next time out at Donington National Circuit, where we will drive 60 laps. So stay tuned for that, and bye bye.